happy Bitcoin new all-time high. To those of you who celebrate, to those of you who don't celebrate, seek therapy. We got a lot to talk about today. We got the updates on the price of Bitcoin. We got Ethereum news. We got XRP stuff. We got Solana stuff. We got trade updates for you guys. A lot going on. We're going to hop straight into it. So first and foremost, Bitcoin has put in a new all-time high today at $124,000 and let's say $500 approximately. Now that's a 6% move from the trade call back here at the breakout for that downtrend line. You know, it's Bitcoin. Kind of moves a bit slowly. Sounds pretty dramatic, but about the target for that was around $125,000. So far, so good. Let's see if we can keep pushing up from here. It's nice to see the bulls got their crap together here after this nasty wick the other day and pushed price up significantly. Now, maybe this was David Bailey buying his $1 billion of Bitcoin, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, also the founder of the treasury company. Is it Nakamoto? Is his Nakamoto? I think it might be Nakamoto. Anyway, he said he's going to smash by $1 billion for the Bitcoin. Buyers keep showing up. We have a strong MACD uptrend in play here for Bitcoin that could see the price continuing to rally higher as momentum continues to build. Perhaps this is the move that gets us up over $130,000 in the coming days and weeks. Let's keep an eye out and see how this plays out here for Bitcoin. Regardless, it always feels good to see a new all-time high for BTC. The moves this cycle have been nuts. I mean, look at this. We get this nice move back here in July, nice and orderly. 1 month later to the day, new all-time high. Nice. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now, I want to share this with you from Chris Berniski. He said, aiming for an October top in BTC, if I were to pick numbers, which we all know is a grade above guessing. Yeah, very true. He said, I'd say BTC 142,690, obviously, ETH to 6,900 to $8,000, Solana to $420. Now, these are not crazy targets, by the way. Let me tell you about this. So, 142,690 obviously is being funny there. 420.69. Okay, man, sure, why not? Anyway, so look. I think this is a very critical area for Bitcoin because that's the 2.618 Fibonacci level. $7,000 for ETH, that's the 1.68 Fibonacci level. $440 for Solana, that's the 1.618 Fibonacci level. These are all very reasonable price target areas, okay? None of this is crazy stuff, all right? These are reasonable measured targets, okay? Now, here's the thing. Aiming for an October top in Bitcoin. I don't think it's the top of tops, okay? And a lot of people are going to get caught with their pants down on this because people, and look, take profits, guys. I mean, $7,000 ETH, I'll probably exit my ETH position. $400 and some Solana, yeah, I'll probably take the profits off the table on that and see what happens next. Ride the Bitcoin because we ride the Bitcoin. But those are very critical levels, of course. During that time, things like Pengu might 5 or 10x, for example. Bonk might 5 or 10x. I mean, these are pretty big moves here we're talking about for the cryptocurrency market overall. But that will be the next major local top before a major consolidation zone. So September, we get our first rate cut. Markets boom for a little bit. And then we cool down as everybody starts having that sort of like, well, now what? Now what's the narrative that's going to pump the markets up to the next level? Okay, so then we have to reconsolidate and go through all the stuff again, okay? Sure, fine. That sounds like a reasonable prediction to me. And of course, if that all plays out, you are not bullish enough on the markets right now and things are going to go crazy. So many people are out here shorting every inch move in the market. Oh, ETH's up another $1. Quick, let me put in a giant short and lose all my money again. Don't fade these kind of moves in the markets. Look at the momentum. Look at the charts. Look at what's happening right now, okay? Think and follow the trend, okay? The trend is your friend until the end of the trend, at which point the trend is your enemy, and you should, kick it out of the house before it drinks the last of your beer. Anyway, I like those targets. Crypto Kids saying retail isn't even here. No QE or rate cuts either yet. This is just the beginning. Yes, Google searches for altcoins just entered in price discovery. Retail interest is coming back in, says Miles. It is indeed. Big spike here for altcoin interest actually on the surges. If you see that down there in the bottom right corner, it'll go higher. People are starting to wake up to what's going on. Retail's starting to take an interest again, but they're far from piling back in at this point. Now, guys, before we get into the ETH stuff, if you are trading these markets, you need yourself an account over on Unix, hottest place to be trading crypto coins at these days. This is a limited time offer. It's only going for 2 more weeks, so you got to hop on board before it expires. There's a link right down below. That link's going to get you some exclusive deals. But before that, of course, it's a no KYC, no VPN exchange. Means it's available to anyone, anywhere. That's you. You're anyone. You're anywhere. You can use Unix, the long, the rip, short, the tips, all the big coins, all the exotic coins. They got you covered. You can go straight to VIP level 3 access exclusively when using that link down below. It's going to get you a 30% fee discount. You have up to $400 in futures bonuses. So if you deposit $2,000 or more, you get $400 cash back. That's nuts. Plus, you can get insane trading bonuses. You can see all the trading bonuses on the screen here, all the way up to $8,000 plus 3 ETH, which is like $15,000 almost right now. I mean, come on. Not bad, right? Not bad. Go check it out. Link down below. So, Apewood said, ETH didn't just start ripping because it was magically time and the fundamentals got better or something over 2 years of underperformance. Tom Lee, Kathy Wood, and all the other crew began the manic bid narrative, and especially Tom are great salesmen. Simple as that. I agree. Tom Lee right now is on every major news network relentlessly shilling Ethereum. So is Kathy Wood. So is Joe Lubin. Everyone's out there saying, go buy ETH. Okay? He says, think many getting caught in the you should have held ETH the entire time, when the reality is the narrative around ETH just had a 180 change because of the bidding, not because of the fundamentals. I agree. And look, you guys know I was bearish on ETH 6 months ago. And like I said at the time, it's not just the price that's making me unhappy with what's going on at ETH. It's the Ethereum Foundation not listening, the devs not wanting to upgrade the main chain and stuff like that. And the competition, the just metrics on Solana are just better on almost every metric except like TVL. Okay? So there's a lot of this stuff fundamentally that has been problematic with Ethereum. But then you got Trump's World Liberty Fi. They're buying all kinds of ETH, and Larry Fink's probably going to be bullish on ETH and all this kind of stuff. But the main thing is, look at the bid. Look at the bid. The ETFs are bidding. And back then, 6 months ago, by the way, ETFs were not bidding. We had days where there was like $1 million inflows, like absolutely pathetic beyond belief. Now we had $1 billion inflow the other day. Okay, the times have changed, and you need to change with them. He says the importance of staying nimble to narratives. Amen to that. Okay. Tom Lee, Ethereum is the biggest macro trader over the next 10 to 15 years. Tom Lee, man, he is just going hard on relentlessly working for his bags, man. Gotta respect the hustle here, Tom. That's awesome. Mando saying between $4,000 and $4,700 ETH have now switched off some my ETH bag to BTC. Will be 70% by ETH all-time high. Still like ETH, but it feels like a consensus trade at this moment. Can dig it. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, man. That's just a reminder. That's the reason I brought this one up, is there's never anything wrong with taking profits. You're allowed to take money out of the market. Can ETH push dramatically higher from here? 7K target by October, as we just shared. Doesn't mean you can't take some money off the table now. Doesn't mean you can't switch some money back over to BTC. Doesn't mean that you have to sell everything. But, if you've made a lot of money on a trade or whatever, there's also nothing wrong with taking a few chips off the table. It's just your regular reminder that it's okay to take profits, okay? No one's going to look at you badly, all right? Take care of you and your own. Make sure you're taking money off the table throughout the bull run, okay? The Flow Horse said, if I had to purely guess, $5,000 ETH is the biggest supply zone and caps price for 1 to 2 months. Base out in September and then resume October. Nice. Rock and roll. This is very interesting, so also don't fade this, okay? This is undefeated. ETH has formed a golden cross on the monthly MACD. It's only had 4 monthly golden crosses. The 4th one just printed recently. Okay, all other 3 times we had huge rallies. Of course, the first one was 1,040%. That's kind of, back in the day, right? The other one was 127%. The other one was 78%. Okay, these are very significant rallies when they come. So, will we see a similar situation here, with a very big rally continuing for ETH as it breaks into new all-time highs? Potentially. Again, 7K is my target here for ETH. That lines up with the 1.618 Fibonacci line. Basically, ETH, Solana, all this stuff is one Fibonacci line behind Bitcoin, essentially. ETH today getting up to $4,791. The generally accepted consensus previous all-time high is like $4,870 or something like that. So we're at the time of recording this video about $100 away from a new all-time high for Ethereum. By the time you watch it, it may have even happened. Okay. Now we are now up 20%, by the way, on this trade. So if you had gone long at $4,000 for the $4,000 breakout trade, 20% just on a spot buy, or if you'd gone with like some simple 3x leverage, 60% profits potentially in the bag here. Okay, so now we have to see, can Ethereum bulls actually continue to push with the mega ETF buys, the mega treasury company buys, and get us over this $4,800 mark and into new all-time high territory, or will we consolidate here before the push higher? Now, to keep in mind, if you see a pullback down to this level, which is not a crazy thing to see, that'd be a 15% pullback on ETH, whether that happens now or in the next weeks, or we just push higher, okay, whatever, but that's just the pullback zone, okay? If you're looking for a new limit order to get in, okay, that would be coming back down to that $3,800 to $4,000 zone, but a big push up today, okay? So let's see how we react around a all-time high breakout. That's the thing to watch for currently. Solana. Mert here, the CEO of Helios Labs, one of the major validators for the Solana network, said Solana finality is about to get 100x faster. Yes, you read that correct. A giant, thick, speedy, monolithic boy achieving global consensus in 100 to 150 milliseconds. Thousands of computers behaving as one. The engineering excellence on Solana is unmatched. Solana continues to be a beast of a coin, if we're being honest about it here. Now, by the way, the Solana trade here from the bounce down here, we covered this the other day, said go long at 175. The 175 long printed, currently 70% in profits. Again, if you did like a 3x leverage trade, and that'd be almost 60% profits on that trade. So congrats to those of you who hopped on board with that. Very nice move there by Solana. Now we are getting up to this previous topping level right here. So now, of course, the Solana bulls need to step it up. We topped out at 206 back here in mid-July. Solana bulls need to step it up and push the price up higher to avoid a double top sort of narrative for me up here. So I want to see Solana bulls now push. So in case you missed this initial move up, the next trade would either be a pullback to the 20-day EMA or this uptrend line right here, or a breakout trade beyond about 205. Okay, so right now we're at that resistance. So what you want to see is the price getting over this orange line right here, and you long the breakout of that orange line, okay, targeting like 280 or something like that, assuming that Solana will be a catch-up trade. XRP in a very interesting spot right now for a potential long trade here as well. We see this nice big triangle that's formed up that is breaking out currently. If this breaks out, as we think it may, by the way, MACD on the daily, you can see down here, just flipped over into bullish territory as well. If this confirms, then this could see XRP hit a technical target from this breakout. Its technical target from this breakout is about $3.80. So XRP to a new all-time high in this situation with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin at a new all-time high, Ethereum $100 away. It makes sense that XRP could start catching up in the next few days. Let's see if XRP bulls can pull it off or not. And real quick on the Bonk coin, of course, I've been accumulating some Bonk recently. So the Bonk ecosystem, top performing category in the past 24 hours. There is a battle going on right now between Bonk and Pump Fun, whose ecosystem and coins can do better. The Bonk guy is not giving up easily, of course. This guy, Adam, said, a little birdie told me there's going to be a 1 trillion Bonk burn happening at the 1 million holder mark. That's $26.5 million at current prices, which for an asset worth $2 billion plus is, not that big of a burn, but hey, it's a burn. It's a burn. And of course, they have programmatic burning built in with fees from the Bonk Fun trading system, okay, from their meme coin launchpad. Currently, Bonk just chilling here right around the 20-day EMA. Let's see if we can hold there. This is probably going to be the line to watch for the breakout for the next major move up here on Bonk. We see the MACD swinging over towards a bullish crossover. Just zoom in on that so you can see that more closely there. That's coming under the zero line, so potentially a powerful move brewing here for Bonk in the coming days. So either longing here from the 20-day EMA, a pullback to the 50-day EMA down at 000025, or going long here at 000027, probably not too crazy of an idea, or you can wait a little bit more and see if you get this downtrend breakout, which is around let's say 0.00003 right now, approximately. So that would be the trade there for Bonk, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it. We're done here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time, as always. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes in your busy day. I appreciate you. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.